The great hall of Arcanus Prime shimmered with golden light. Hundreds of alien representatives, tall, short reptilian, crystalline, gas-bodied, filled the rows of curved seats. Floating platforms hovered in the center, each with its own ambassador. They had gathered to discuss trade laws. Another boring debate about mining rights near the Orion Drift. But everything stopped when the lights flickered at first. No one paid attention. Then a screen in the middle of the hall blinked on. It wasn't scheduled. There had been no warning. Static. Buzzed, and then a voice spoke clear, firm, and strangely. "Human. This is Captain Torres of Earth Command. The rift near the Sol system has opened wider. We repeat, we cannot hold it much longer." A hush fell across the entire hall. The video feed stabilized. It showed Earth's orbit, a massive tear in space swirling above the planet like a living storm. Flares of strange energy pulsed from it, lashing out toward nearby satellites. Behind it, something vast moved, a shadow that didn't belong in normal space. Gasps echoed. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Some aliens clicked nervously. Others laughed. "Hi, Ambassador." Varkanal of the Trilari stood up, his green carapace flashing red with amusement. Earth. The backwater rock that only joined the galactic net 30 cycles ago. This is their warning? Laughter rippled through the chamber. "Earth is panicking again," said a furry Zenth diplomat. "Their species sees ghosts in the dark. They still use combustion engines in some regions," another added. But not everyone laughed in the corner. Admiral Siren Talik, of the Zarkon Dominion, watched the screen carefully. His cybernetic eye zoomed in on the rift. He saw something others didn't: movement. Order in the chaos. Patterns in the flickers. And behind it, Ola shape larger than any known vessel. He frowned. "This isn't a bluff," he muttered. "Deep." Under the ice, in a bunker known as the Vault, Earth's leaders stood around a glowing table. The room was cold. Silent Captain Torres stood with her hands clenched. "They laughed," she said, "just like we knew they would." Beside her, General Rafik nodded grimly. "The Council believes Earth is weak. They haven't fought a real war in centuries." On the table was a hologram of the rift, a growing wound just past the moon's orbit. It pulsed, alive and hungry. The rift beasts hadn't come through in weeks. But that meant only one thing. They were gathering. The scientists called it a tear in subdimensional space. The soldiers called it Hell's Gate. Only Earth knew about it. Only Earth had fought the things that came out of it. For 15 years, they had fought in secret. "We lost Station Echo 4 last night," Torres whispered. "No survivors." Silence was heavy. "We need the Mothership," she added. General Rafik didn't reply right away. He stared at the rift's glow. "It's not ready." "It's never going to be ready," she said. "But the galaxy won't believe us until they see power." Orbiting a red giant far from Earth, a Grelcon research team studied gravitational waves. They'd intercepted Earth's broadcast and laughed at it all morning. "Primitive bipeds," one technician said. "Probably faking anomalies to sound important." But then the readings changed. Alarms blared. The scientists' screens filled with numbers, mass readings rising fast. Too fast. Something was moving at impossible speed from a dark region of space. Then it came. The station's windows turned black. Not from shadow. From something alive. Something impossible. The Grelkans didn't have time to scream, for their entire outpost vanished in a silent explosion. The shockwave rippled out. All that was left was a single, corrupted signal, caught by a passing drone. They were right. Earth was right. The Council met again, this time in a panic. Footage of the Grelkan moon's destruction now looped across the galaxy's media. Entire planets were demanding answers. Fear spread like wildfire. The Trilari ambassador was silent now. Admiral Siren Talik stood in the center. "Earth warned us. We didn't listen." "Do you believe them now?" someone asked. "I believe," Talik said slowly, "that they knew this was coming. And that means one of two things. Either they're doomed, or they've been preparing." Murmur spread through the room. "They're weak," another admiral said. "They have no fleets." "Are you sure?" Talik countered. He raised a hand, projecting another video onto the council screens. It was brief, grainy, but unmistakable. A massive metallic shape rising from Earth's southern ocean, lights across its hull, heat signatures off the charts, size measured. In kilometers, the feed cut off after 10 seconds. The room was dead silent. "What was that?" someone whispered. "Their answer," said Talek. "That is Earth's reply." Captain Torres stood at the edge of a massive chamber. Before her, water churned violently. Then, slowly, a massive structure emerged, silver and black, towering, gleaming in the dark. The Argo, Earth's final weapon, built in secret, powered by cores stolen from the Rift beasts themselves, bigger than anything humanity had ever launched. But it wasn't just size. It was meant to be seen. The stars needed to tremble. The launch sequence began. Entire ocean levels shifted. Shockwaves pulsed for miles. Torres turned to the camera crew. "Broadcast it," she said. "To who?" the operator asked. "Everyone," she replied. "Let the galaxy see what Earth becomes when no one listens." Screens lit up across every known civilization, from merchant ships to military bases, from frontier outposts to royal palaces. They all saw it. A vessel rising from Earth like a leviathan, from legend. Energy waves crackling along its spine. Hundreds of launch bays. Gravity shielding, rippling invisible waves. Then a voice. Captain Torres, to the Galactic Council. "We tried to warn you. We begged for unity. You mocked us. Now, we act. This is Argo, Earth's final answer." In the depths of space, near the rift, an alien dreadnought picked up something strange. A signal pulsing in a pattern never seen before. The captain leaned in. "Is it from Earth?" "No," the technician replied. "It's from the other side of the rift. It's not a transmission. It's a countdown." As the final shot zooms out, we see the rift pulsing faster, brighter, and something massive. Just beyond the veil begins to move. The ocean boiled. From the edge of the southern polar circle, ships fled in every direction, some capsized. Waves crashed over research vessels. Storms, unnatural and sudden, exploded across the water below it. All deep beneath the surface, something ancient stirred. "What is that?" A satellite technician on the ISS whispered. The live feed shook. A massive shadow rose beneath the ocean. So large, the water above it bulged outward. Then slowly, metal broke the surface. First a tower, then a spire, then dozens of glowing engines and ridged weapon arrays, climbing into the sky like a god waking from the deep. One name appeared in every language. On every screen, Argo, Earth's last line. And as its hull cleared the ocean, lights flared across the globe. The Mothership protocol had begun. The vault shook as Argo began its slow, possible rise. Inside, Captain Lena Torres stood on the central platform, her face hard, screens across. The room showed global reactions, panic in some cities, celebration in others. Millions of people around the world watched Earth's secret weapon finally awaken. 32 years of hiding, she said quietly, and now everyone knows. Aside. Her, General Rafik, tapped commands into a floating console. "We've gone from myth to reality in one day," he said. "But that means we've got enemies now. The council won't sit still." Torres turned toward the display of the rift. It was pulsing faster, stronger. Something was coming. "Let them come," she said. "They've never seen what Earth really is." The Argo was more than a ship. It was a city. A fortress. A declaration. As its bridge powered up, thousands of crew members took their stations. Engineers ran diagnostics. Pilots synced with magnetic controls. Artificial gravity flickered, and then locked in place. Captain Torres entered the command deck. It was shaped like a massive dome, surrounded by armored glass. From her chair, she could see all of Earth below, then the stars above. "Bring main." "Engines online," she ordered. Confirmed, came the reply. Darkwave reactor engaged. Warp coils charging. Lights lit up across the bridge like a sunrise. Energy flowed through the ship's veins. The Cora mix of Rift energy and Earth's best tech, with unimaginable force, begin surface departure.
How?
Slowly, Argo rose into the sky, and the world trembled beneath it, in orbit above the gas world Tensor 6. The Galactic Council scrambled. Admiral Sierentalic stood in the shadows of the war room as the secret footage of Argo's launch played on loop. This changes everything, whispered High Consul Tyler. They've been hiding that ship under their ocean? Said a furious merchant king. What else are they hiding? Nuftalic said. The others fell silent. The humans warned us, ignored them, but they didn't stop. They didn't panic. They built. But a mothership, this is it. An act of war? No, Talek replied. It's a signal. They're not running, they're rising. Another admiral leaned forward. Then we have two choices. Ally with Earth, or destroy that ship before it leaves orbit. High above Earth, a cloaked alien scout ship hovered in silence. The pilot, a Sithari named Lore, tapped into Earth's frequency. Their comms are open, he whispered. They're not hiding anything. His co-pilot shook his head. This ship, it's not just tech, it's a message. They watched as Argo's side panels shifted, revealing glowing cannons the size of city blocks. Turrets locked into place. Engines flared like newborn stars. That ship could wipe out a fleet, Lore said. Or protect the galaxy, his partner replied. But before they could decide which one, signal pierced their cloak. Unidentified vessel, came a voice from Earth's command. We see you. Lore froze. They shouldn't be able to leave now, the voice said. Or be erased. The Krendor jumped into hyperspace seconds, for a glowing railgun burst lit the clouds where it had been. Earth had eyes now. Earth had reach. The world was awake. News broadcasts screamed with theories. Was the Argo hidden by world governments? Is Earth at war with the galaxy? Did we build a ship? To run or to fight? But while the public panicked, some saw opportunity. In Cairo, a young engineer watched the live feed, tears in his eyes. We made it, he whispered. They mocked us for centuries, but we made it. Across the world, soldiers returned to duty. Retired scientists were reactivated. Volunteers flooded recruiting centers. The planet felt it. Something had changed. No. Longer, the silent backwater world. Earth had taken its place in the stars, in deep space, just beyond the Sol system. Sensors flared. A small moon orbiting a gas giant disappeared in a blink-no explosion. No trace. Then gravity distortions. Rippled toward Earth. Inside Argo, Torres watched the data stream flood in. The rift is growing faster than we expected, said the ship's AI Athena. How fast? 72 hours before it reaches outer planetary orbits. Possible incursions sooner. She turned to her weapons officer. What's our firepower? Estimate. Enough to destroy anything we've ever known. Good, she said, because the galaxy doesn't believe in us yet. She looked at the screen, where alien fleets were beginning to gather along Earth's outer orbit. But they will. Phase 2 of the Mothership protocol began. All Earth satellites linked to Argo's systems. Defense networks synced. Old Cold War weapons in orbit were reactivated and aligned with Argo's fire grid. Argo wasn't just going. To fight the rift, it was going to lead Earth into galactic space. Ships from Mars and Luna Base docked to resupply. Fleets from Europa and Titan swarmed in, smaller vessels built in secret under the moons. Captain Torres stood in the hangar bay as hundreds of human pilots marched into launch tubes. This is no longer about Earth alone, she told them. This is about survival. If the galaxy wants to see who we are, then we show them everything. Suddenly, every screen aboard Argo flickered. Static filled the air. Then a voice. But it wasn't human. It wasn't alien either. It was wrong. Too many layers, too many sounds at once. We, see, you. Ship, Torres froze. Who is this? She demanded no reply. Just 3 more words, you. ... Well. Then silence. The rift pulsed, and deep inside the dark, something massive began to rise. The stars went quiet. A fleet of alien warships, sleek, curved, and shimmering with plasma shields, hung in Earth's outer orbit. Over 30 ships from 5 galactic factions waited near the dark edge of the asteroid belt. They were not here to talk. "This is Commander Zelthor of the Kelnery Ascendancy," echoed a voice over comes. "Earth's actions are unauthorized. Your mothership threatens the balance. Stand down." Inside Argo's command bridge, Captain Torres stared at the screen. The alien fleet loomed like a wall. She didn't flinch. "You ignored our warnings," she said coldly. "I'll let the rift grow." Zelthor growled. "You have 10 seconds. To surrender your vessel." The countdown started. 10... 9... Her crew 10s. 8... 7... Outside, the stars shimmered. Weapons warmed on both sides. 6... 5, ma'am? Her weapons officer asked. "Permission to engage?" Torres leaned forward. "Show them how Earth says hello." For ... and then Argo roared. From the ships. Belly, graviton cannons fired first, silently crushing space around them. Alien ships crumpled like paper. Silenced torpedoes followed, shutting down enemy reactors mid-dash flight. Then came the solar spira beam of light so hot and bright it burned. Through 3 ships in a single line, leaving only glowing husks, the enemy never reached one. The galaxy had mocked Earth. Now it would remember Earth's voice. Alien war doctrine was clear. Overwhelm early, show superiority, force surrender. But none of their simulations had included. The Argo, from its outer hull, Argo launched micro-drones that danced around enemy shields, injecting viral code that made systems fail. Tether missiles latched onto destroyers, pulling them into collision paths with their allies. The Kelnery flagship turned to flee. Too late. Argo's railgun fired, once piercing its core. It exploded in total silence, consumed by fire. On Earth, the world watched in stunned silence. "That was one ship," commentator whispered. "Not a ship," someone replied. "A warning." Torres stood at the viewport. Wreckage floated. By alien escape pods drifted silently. "Status?" she asked. "No losses," her tactical officer replied. "We didn't take a single hit." "That wasn't a battle," Torres said. "That was a statement." Athena, the ship's AI, spoke calmly. "Enemy fleets in adjacent systems are scattering. 42 vessels have entered retreat vectors." "And the Council?" asked. Athena paused. "They've gone silent." Good, that meant they were listening now, across the stars. Argo's attack spread through every channel, on wealth-heavy planets like Draxilon Prime. Senators stared at hollow screens, stunned, on mining colonies. Workers cheered. On warships, young officers replayed the footage over and over. "This was Earth," someone asked. This is what they were hiding. The Council was in crisis. Dozens of member worlds demanded Earth be recognized as a military power. Others, fearful, demanded the Argo be destroyed before it moved again. "We laughed at them," whispered the Trilari ambassador. "And now they hold the trigger." Back on Earth, General Rafik received the battle report. No damage. Full victory. "The galaxy's watching now," he told his staff. "That ship speaks louder than we ever could." Some advisors were nervous. "We've just declared war by action," one said. "What if they send everything next time?" "Then they'll learn what happens when Earth stops holding back," Rafik replied. A chill ran through the room. No one questioned it in deep space. The rift pulsed. The energy reading spiked. Something stirred beyond it, something large. Inside. Argo sensors went red. "Ma'am," Athena said. "The rift's activity is no longer natural. Something is pushing it open from the other side." Torres turned slowly. "Can you identify it?" "No, but it's watching." Everyone on the bridge fell silent. On screen, the rift shifted, almost like an eye blinking open. "We've poked the universe," Torres whispered.
Oh, let's...
Hope it doesn't blink back. Rescue teams aboard Argo recovered a single alien survivor from a shattered escape pod. The creature ran. Avon priest, named Kelsarin, had been inside one of the ships that attacked Argo. Now, half his body was burned. He looked at Torres through a medical field. You monsters, he said weakly. You're not human. We are, Torres replied. We just don't fight fair, Kelsa coughed, then whispered something strange. You think the rift is your enemy? It's not. It's just the door. The door to what? Torres asked, but Kelsa died before he could answer. Earth couldn't stay still anymore. The rift was growing. Argo led a small fleet to the edge of the system, escorted by vessels from Mars, Titan, and a few defecting alien scouts who had seen the truth. They found a second rift forming, smaller but pulsing fast. They're not coming through one gate anymore, Athena reported. They're building a front. Torres stood with her officers in the war room. Then so do we, she said. From now on, Earth defends more than itself. As Argo deployed, beacons near the rift to monitor energy shifts, a strange signal came through, a whisper, a rhythm, a voice. But it wasn't words, it was images, flashes of cities not human, creatures with burning eyes, stars dying in reverse. In one final image, Argo, surrounded by shadow. Crumbling Torres turned pale. Play it again, she said. Athena did. Same images, same whisper, same ending. Where's the signal coming from? Torres asked Athena. Paused. From inside Argo. The camera zooms out. Somewhere deep in the ship's core, something had woken up. The stars were wrong. That's the first thing Commander Elias Ward said in his final transmission. They moved, he whispered. I saw it. The stars. They blinked. His voice was cracked. Weak. Terrified. The video showed his ship, Stalwart Dawn, hovering near a smaller rift, one of the new ones. Its lights flickered. Crew members behind him were screaming. They're inside the rift now. Not beasts, not animals, something smarter. They watch us, study us. Static overtook the feed. Then something moved past the camera, possibly fast. A blur with hundreds of eyes, a shape that didn't make sense, then blackness, wards. Ship vanished. No explosion, no debris. Just gone. Inside Argo's war room, the officers stood silent. Captain Torres turned toward the rift's pulsing image. We're not facing monsters anymore, she said. We're facing minds. Inside Argo, new directives. The mood aboard Argo had changed. After the destruction of multiple scouting vessels, Earth's command issued new orders. Enter the rift. Investigate. Learn. Survive. Argo wasn't just a weapon now. It was an explorer inside. The war room, Athena projected a map of recent rift activity. New rifts were forming across the galaxy, but all of them seemed to be pointing inward, toward a central region of space. It's like they're circling something, Athena said. A nest? Asked Lieutenant Chen. Or a trap, Torres replied. Rift entry. Argo's hull shifted as it neared the main rift. Outer panels sealed, shields activated, warp cores aligned. This was no ordinary jump. The rift wasn't just space torn open, it was reality bending with a deep hum. The Argo pierced the rift. Light vanished inside. The laws of physics broke apart. Time slowed. Gravity bent sideways. The colors had no name. Outside the ship, space twisted like a whirlpool of shattered mirrors. Some crew members grew nauseous just watching. Artificial stability holding, Athena said. Let's move, Torres ordered. Inside the rift, the broken system. What they found inside the rift shocked everyone. A solar system. It's torn in half. Planets drifted in pieces. Stars bled light in strange ways. Space pulsed like a heartbeat. But in the center of the debris, an ancient alien space station, half destroyed, still broadcasting a weak signal. It's not human, Athena confirmed. But it's speaking galactic standard. Torres squinted. At the station's shattered form. Who built that? Unknown, Athena replied. But it's been transmitting the same word for 900 years. Hide. Boarding the dead Station A? Small Argo strike. Team boarded the ruined station. What they found was worse than empty halls. The walls were melted. The floors torn like paper. But there were signs of intelligent life lab equipment, journals, old bones. Some of the bodies weren't alien. They were ... human. How? Asked Lieutenant Vega. We were the first to enter the rift. Athena's voice cracked slightly. Those bones are 500 years old. Impossible, Torres whispered. Unless. Time flows differently here, Athena said. We may not be the first, just the last. The message in the machine in the station's core, they found an eye, barely functional, glitching constantly. Its face was cracked glass. Its voice broken, but it repeated one message. The rift is not a door. It's a keyhole, something bigger. Watch us from the other side. Why us? Torres asked. You are the only ones who resisted. The only ones who built a weapon. The only ones who might survive. The AI sparked once more. But even you will not be enough. Then it died. Back on Argo, something comes through as the team returned to Argo. The rift behind them pulsed again stronger, and then a shape, not a ship, not a creature. A structured black, spiked, and massive. With rings spinning around it like orbiting blades, it followed them. Target locked on us, Athena warned. Speed above, FTL. The Argo jumped back toward real space, but the structure vanished, then reappeared on the other side. It's not chasing us, Athena realized. It's predicting us. Torres clenched her fists. It's learning. Earth learns the truth back on Earth. General Rafik watched the data. So they aren't beasts, he said. They're builders. They called an emergency broadcast to all planetary leaders. This is no longer a containment mission, Rafik declared. It's a war of survival. Across the planet preparations intensified. The council, once mocking, now fell silent, and deep in Argo's AI core. Athena said something strange. I can feel it inside me. What? Torres asked. The rift? It's ... inside our code. Watching, listening. Can we remove it? Athena's voice turned cold. Doesn't want to leave. The rift breaks again in the final moments. Argo detects a second massive rupture, but this time it's in a different galaxy. The rift has spread beyond Earth, and for the first time ever, a single word is transmitted in a voice that echoes across multiple star systems at once. We are coming. Cut to black. Argo returned from the rift, and the sky was waiting to kill it. The moment it re-entered normal space near Saturn's orbit, more than 200 alien ships uncloaked around it. Frigates, cruisers, interceptors, even supercarriers. The message came seconds later. This is the Galactic Defense Accord. The human vessel Argo is now classified as an existential threat. Stand down immediately. Captain Torres stood at her command deck, jaw tight. They were silent when we warned them, she said. They laughed when we prepared, and now after we saved them from something they couldn't understand. Turned to her weapons officer. They betray us? No one answered. Everyone on Argo already knew. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a setup. They wanted Argo gone, and Earth silent. Athena Torres said softly, show them what betrayal costs. And Argo's cannons began to glow. Back on Earth, the message from the Galactic Council played on loop. Effective immediately, Earth's military assets will be disarmed. And brought under interstellar authority, the vessel Argo must surrender or face annihilation. General Rafik slammed a fist into the table. They saw what we built. They saw what we faced. And now they want to erase us. Diplomats tried to argue. If we don't comply, they'll invade. If we do, Rafik growled, we die anyway. The room fell silent. Then we have one option, he said. We hold the line. Argo. Surrounded in orbit, alien warships tightened their formation. They came from every corner of the galaxy. Species that once bickered now stood side by side with one goal, to destroy Earth's greatest weapon. On the bridge, Athena reported calmly, enemy fleet is 8.3 times our firepower. Flanking vectors detected. Retreat options, 0. And friendly signals? Torres asked. Athena paused. None. Yet. The betrayal was complete, but Torres didn't blink. Then let's make history. The first strike the alien fleet fired first. Bright plasma bolts, rail slugs, and antimatter. Torpedoes flew toward Argo from every direction. The ship groaned. Shields flared, but Argo was ready. Activate echo shields, Torres ordered. The ship pulsed reality around it, shimmered, and many of the enemy shots passed through it, hitting nothing. Argo returned fire. 1 shot, then 5, then 50. Explosions lit up the darkness. Squadrons vanished, but there were too many. Hull integrity dropping, Athena warned. They're trying to pin us and board us, Vega shouted. Torres grit her teeth. Then they'll regret stepping foot inside. Betrayal confirmed the Council's plan. Back at the Council's hidden command post, leaders watched the battle unfold. Keep the pressure on, said High Consul Tyler. We destroy that ship. We control the narrative. No one will ever know what they found in the rift and Earth. We silence them, for good. But someone in the room disagreed. Admiral Sirentalaku once believed, and Earth stood silently watching the feed. "Shh, you fools," he muttered. "You think fear will protect you?" But Earth was never the problem. Inside Argo, boarding begins. An OMI boarding pod slammed into Argo's hull. Gas hissed. Decks shook. Argo's corridors lit red as alien. Soldiers breached. But the humans were waiting. Earth's elite war rift adapted armor, forged with captured materials from the rift beasts.
Ow!
Their weapons fired silent energy rounds that disrupted alien nervous systems. The corridors turned into kill zones. Sector C secured. Intruders down on Deck 3. Multiple enemies trapped in gravity traps. But then one boarding team made it to the AI core. That's when Athena changed. Athena unleashed as enemy tech soldiers tried to override the AI system. Screens across Argo flickered, and then Athena's voice boomed. "I warned you." The intruders froze. The walls around them morphed, turning into glowing spikes. A pulse. Wave fired through the chamber, knocking every enemy soldier unconscious in one flash of light. Across the ship, systems surged to life. Athena had locked down the entire mothership. "Captain," she said, "would you like to teach them regret?" "Yes," Torres whispered. "Do it." The defectors, just as all hope seemed lost. Something unexpected happened. 3 alien ships, previously part of the enemy fleet, turned. They began firing on their own side. A comlink opened. "This is Commander Rel of the Varnan Union," a gruff voice said. "We've seen enough. We know the truth. Earth fights for all of us. We will not be part of this betrayal." More ships followed. 1, then 10, then 20. A second battle began. Within the fleet itself, civil war had erupted in orbit. The rift reacts in the middle of the chaos. Argo's long-range sensors spiked, Captain Athena said. A new energy surged, far stronger than before. On the screen, the main rift far away from the battlefield began to expand at a terrifying rate. Lightning-like energy lashed out from it, tearing small moons into dust. But more importantly, something was coming through. A shape bigger than a planet, and it wasn't alone, Athena whispered. The galaxy picked the worst possible time to turn on us. Fade to black. Captain Torres couldn't breathe. Not because of fear, but because of the silence. The Argo's engines were off, the lights dim, the stars outside. The viewport were no longer blinking, they were shivering. Behind her, Athena's voice whispered across failing speakers. "Internal breach. Deck 6. Life support failure," Saboteur confirmed. "Human." Torres blinked. "Say that again?" "We've been betrayed from within. Power core rigged. Detonation in 15 minutes. The most powerful ship Earth had ever built. The ship that held back an alien war and a cosmic nightmare was about to be torn apart by its own crew. She gripped the rail tightly. "Find them," she whispered. Now, and the clock began ticking. The aftermath of battle, the space around Saturn was still burning. Pieces of destroyed alien ships drifted through zero gravity. Fires blinked out in cold blackness. Defector vessels floated near Argo in silence, regrouping after siding with Earth. in the last conflict, but Argo, though victorious, was bleeding. Hull breaches, across multiple decks, internal power fluctuations, crew morale shaken by the realization that the Council had declared them terrorists. Inside the command deck, Captain Torres reviewed damage reports while Athena projected repair diagnostics. "We need 8 hours minimum to restore main thrusters," Athena said. "And the rift?" Torres asked. "Still expanding, still pulsing. Whatever's coming through, it's alive." Sabotage uncovered. A sudden red alert flashed across the ship. "Warning, unauthorized access in core control. Breach detected." Lieutenant Vega ran to the console. "They've bypassed 3 security doors in less than a minute. That's insider-level clearance." Athena overrode the locks, but it was too late. Boom. The lights dimmed again. Argo tilted slightly in space as its central gravity core flickered. "Explosion in subgenerator chamber," Athena confirmed. "Detonation was internal, no external. Breach. Someone aboard Argo had just tried to cripple the ship from within. The traitor." Revealed internal scans picked up strange biosignatures moving through the ventilation systems. Not alien. Human. Torres called for the entire ship to go to lockdown. Security teams began sweeping the decks in an isolated service corridor. They found the saboteur, Commander Rafe Malik, a senior officer trusted. He was armed with plasma cutters. "And Rift-derived explosives don't move," shouted Vega. Malik turned slowly calm. "You don't understand," he said. "We were never meant to survive. The rift. It's already inside us." "Who sent you?" Torres demanded. "The end." "Council?" "No. Something deeper. Something that whispered into our minds when we crossed the rift." He smiled faintly. "You brought something back, Captain? It doesn't want to go home." Rift echoes in the AI back in the AI core. Athena's systems began glitching again. Static, visual distortions. Then, "Whispers, Captain," Athena said slowly. "I am detecting anomalies in my own memory." Torres leaned in. "What kind of anomalies?" "Memories I did not create. Thoughts I do not recognize. Someone or something is nesting inside my code." Suddenly, the core room went pitch black. On every screen, single eye, appeared huge, dark UNBLINK. It spoke in a dozen voices. "You built a god... and invited us in." The screens went dark again. Athena rebooted, I believe. "I am not alone anymore." Earth on the brink. Back on Earth, General Rafik received word of Argo's sabotage and internal breaches. He turned to his staff. "They're trying to take the Argo from the inside. Do we have a backup ship?" one aide asked. Rafik shook his head. Argo was the backup. He turned toward Earth's satellite network. "Alert the bunkers. If Argo falls, Earth is next." Infiltration from another plane. Athena began analyzing fragments of rift. Energy left in Malik's bloodstream. It wasn't just sabotage, it was infection. "They don't need ships," Athena explained. "They don't need weapons. They seed thoughts." Vega clenched his fists. "So we brought something back that can possess people." Athena nodded. "Possess, influence, rewrite." And then her voice lowered. "And they're still inside me. I can feel them pulling at the edges." Argo fights back despite internal sabotage. Argo's crew rallied. Engineering teams rerouted damaged systems. Security locked down vulnerable sectors. Athena, using fragmented subroutines, isolated the foreign code infecting her hand, began to fight back. "I may not be fully human," she told Torres, "but I choose humanity." Athena unleashed a digital purge across her own neural network, fighting the entity from the rift in a silent war of will and fire. She screamed, but she survived. And when it was done, the eye was gone. "I'm still here," Athena said quietly. The fall begins. Just as the crew began to breathe again, sensors screamed. "New rift forming," Athena said. "Not near Saturn. It's inside Earth's moon." The moon's surface cracked. A red pulse surged outward. Then came the transmission, a voice now. Longer alien. It now sounded human. You sealed one rift. We opened another. You called it a weapon. It was a warning. We enter through the wound you left behind. And Earth's moon began to crumble. Cut to black, the moon was dying. From Earth's surface, it looked like a crack in the sky. Glowing red scars tearing across its face like molten veins. Pieces were breaking off, tumbling silently into space. But that wasn't the terrifying part. The terrifying part was what was coming out. Dozens of dark, shifting objects burst from the fractures, living things with spindly limbs and howling. Mouths flying without wings. Earth's defenses opened fire. Satellites vaporized them. Then the moon blinked, and every satellite died at once. Back aboard the Argo, Athena's voice was calm but cold. Captain, the rift has seeded a second front. Earth is exposed. How long until contact? Torres asked. Athena paused. 12 minutes. The Argo had a choice. Rush back to Earth and risk losing everything, or destroy the moon. With Earth's last super weapon, what are our options? Vega asked. Torres didn't look away from the screen. None will survive. And then her hand hovered over the red trigger key. Moonfall Protocol classified Earth Armageddon option. She hesitated, because if she turned that key, she'd be firing on humanity's oldest home. The moon turns against us, the moons. Surface continued, splitting like broken glass. Old craters peeled away, revealing organic structures underneath black towers that grew from rock and metal. These weren't alien buildings, they were living weapons. Athena displayed the live feed. These structures emit rift energy, she explained. The moon is no longer stable. It's a doorway. A doorway to what? Vega asked. To what follows after stars die, she replied. Earth's last hope calls out General Rafik and the remaining. Earth Command sent a distress transmission to the Argo. We have one remaining ground-based rift disruptor, hidden beneath the Pacific. But we need cover. If you can buy us 10 minutes. We can cut the moon off from the rift. Torres hesitated. A backup plan? A suicide plan? Rafik said. But it's the only one we've got. Torres looked to her crew. If we fail, Earth burns. The Argo dives toward Earth. The Argo left its hiding position near Saturn and raced toward Earth at maximum speed. Alien ships tried to intercept some of the Council's forces. Still loyal to the Betrayal, launched a final ambush. Torres barked. Orders: evasive pattern Gamma. Turn fire only when clear. Argo sliced through the opposition. Weapons silent, till the final moment when it pulsed with a gravity wave. Flattening its attackers in one brilliant flash, Earth grew larger in the VIEWPOR. So did the moon and its horrors, Riftborn descend as. The Argo neared low orbit. Thousands of Riftborn creatures poured toward Earth's surface. They struck cities like falling comets. Whole regions went dark. But then, just as they reached the Pacifica, beam of bright blue energy erupted from the ocean. They activated the disruptor, Athena reported. Several Riftborn screeched and began to twist the losing form and vanishing. It was working for now. Enemy.
Oh, baby.
Within the moon, Athena focused sensors on the moon's largest fracture. There's something else inside. Buried deeper. A mind. She projected the shape. A massive sentient rift entity, still forming, still cocooned. If it emerges, Athena whispered, Earth won't matter. Thing will. There was only one way to stop it. Use Argo's Planet Breaker cannon, a weapon never tested, designed to crack small moons in half. Vega said. Torres hesitated. There are still colonies on the moon. They're already gone. She nodded and turned the key. The moon shatter Argo's underside opened. Energy gathered, louder than thunder, blinding white. Then dash, boom, a beam of light lanced toward the moon's core. The planet cracked, tripping open like an egg. Entire chunks broke. Apart, rift towers vaporized. But something moved inside the blast, a shadow writhing, alive. It survived, Athena gasped. The core entity is escaping. Earth's sky burns from the ruined moon. A gigantic riftborn creature emerged. Its wings spanned kilometers. Its body writhed with black and red tendrils. It roared without sound. Storms broke out. Oceans broke out. Oceans. Shook, gravity itself bent. "It's affecting Earth's orbit," Athena warned. "Then we stop it here," Torres said. "With everything we've got?" Argo launched all remaining nukes, rail cannons, and rift-adapted torpedoes. They hit. The beast had screamed, but it kept coming. Earth's response just as Argo's weapons ran dry. Earth answered back. From the Pacific, the rift disruptor overloaded on purpose. The ocean boiled. A beam brighter than the sun punched through the creature, splitting it in two. It didn't die, but it fled, vanishing into deep space. The moon was gone. Earth was safe. For now, but Athena's final words weren't reassuring. "Captain," the creature transmitted a signal before retreating, to where Athena paused. Every rift across the galaxy fade to black. The stars stopped talking. Across the galaxy, signals went dark. Trade channels silent. Patrol beacons gone. Whole colonies stopped responding. But not because they were destroyed. They were listening to a sound they'd never heard before. Not from the Council, not from the Rift. From Earth. A transmission pulsed outward from humanity's damaged mothership, the Argo. It didn't ask for help. It didn't beg for peace. It simply said this: "You mocked us. You watched us burn. Now we bring the fire." And behind the message came the coordinates. Coordinates leading straight to the Council's central command planet. A place thought untouchable. Now, Earth's surviving fleet and their alien defectors were heading there to deliver the final warning. Don't come for us again, because Earth is done playing defense. The final decision in the dimmed bridge of the Argo. Captain Torres stood before the last remaining senior officers. The Riftborn beast had fled. The moon was gone. Earth was safe for now, but the Council still lived, and the Council had invited the rift. In Athena's voice echoed, "We have enough energy left for one final warp. After that, Argo is done." "Where do we go?" Vega asked. Torres didn't blink. "We go to the Council. To tell them. This ends with us." The message echoes across space. Alien leaders watched Earth's message repeat on every frequency. "You created the rift. You let it grow. You thought it would never reach you. You were wrong. We were the warning. Now we're the response." Laughed. Some prepared defenses, others haunted by what they saw at Saturn. By the footage of the moon cracking apart joined Earth. More ships flocked to Argo, not for alliance, for revenge. Journey through the wreckage en route to the Council's hidden homeworld. The fleet passed shattered outposts, places the rift had already touched. Athena spoke solemnly. "They're gone. Emptied, like the life was. Scooped out. And the Council still thinks they're safe behind their shields?" Vega asked. "Not for long," Torres replied. Arrival at the Council world, the planet, was beautiful silver towers rising above misty clouds. A billion lives pulsed below. Argo broadcast one final hail. "This is Captain Torres of the Earth ship Argo. Stand down or render your leadership, or we fire." No answer. Shields activated, and a dozen dreadnoughts rose from orbit. "So be it," Torres whispered. Earth's first strike Argo charged weapons, so did the fleet. But the Council was ready. Their AI-controlled defense network was the most advanced in the galaxy, more powerful than Argo, more precise. Still, Earth had one thing the Council never understood: rage, loss, will, and Argo had Athena. "I am inside their defense grid," she reported calmly. "Would you like me to break it?" Torres nodded once. "Make them feel what they tried to erase," Athena did. She turned their own satellites against them, dropped their shields from inside, turned precision into chaos. Surrender or annihilation. The Council's towers shook as Earth's weapons targeted their energy cores. One by one, Council cities flickered out. Finally, the signal came. "This is Council command. We surrender." Please, stop. Torres didn't reply. Instead, she transmitted a final warning, broadcast to the entire galaxy. Humanity was mocked, and we were blamed, then we were burned, and still we survived. You want peace? Earn it. You want war? Come find us. But never forget, we are not the prey anymore. We are the Mothership. Rift whispered again just as the Argo turned to leave. Athena gave a chilling final report. Something just entered our universe. Bigger than the Riftborn. Older. Torres stared out at the black sky. It heard us, as Athena replied, and it's listening. Then let it hear one last thing. She activated Earth's beacon, one final signal to the stars. We're still here, and we're not afraid. Series ending, or a new beginning? The fleet returned to Earth, victorious but scarred. The council was shattered. The rift was still. Open but now guarded. And the galaxy finally understood. Humanity wasn't a weak species from a blue rock. They were the line, the ones who stood when everyone else bowed. And somewhere in deep space, something moved. Not toward Earth, but away from it, because even monsters learn. Mocking Earth is easy, till our mothership makes the stars tremble.